Phil, how big of a disadvantage is Sebastian facing being only 287 pounds?
Well, strongman is definitely a big man sport, and especially on events like these, the truck pull. You can see the fear, you can see the anxiety, you can see the nervousness as Sebastian mentally prepared before the whistle blew for the start.
That's 17,500 pounds, the course slightly uphill, and it's 30 meters.
Sebastian has really good form. He's doing a great job for such a little guy, moving this giant truck up the hill.
Truck's got to cross the finish line. He'll stop the clock with a good time of 37.93 seconds. So Sebastian Kurek of Poland has now set the mark to beat. And Phil, he doesn't look very happy with that.
Well, Todd, he was really efficient, but you could see him waver left to right on the course. He was getting fatigued. Let's see if Nagy from Hungary can do a little better.
Well, he's in last place after one event, having a rough time in the loading race. He'll try to bounce back here, but remember that's 17,500 pounds that he's strapped to. He's got a 30-meter course ahead of him.
And it looks like a rather slow start. He didn't seem to generate a heck of a lot of power off the line there. He's got his feet moving pretty good. His hips are okay. They could be a little lower. He's doing all right, Todd, but if you're going to get one of the top times, you better have more power in the start so you can really accelerate this toward the finish line.
Serious breathing there as he ditches the rope. The mark to beat, 37.93, and he's done it. 36.31 for Hungary's Nagy.
Really surprising result. Nagy's start was good enough to generate enough power to really get that truck moving, and even though his hips weren't low throughout the event, he managed enough speed to beat Kurek.
American Nick Best knows the challenge that lies ahead of him in the truck bowl, but he also has redemption in mind after failing to reach the final a year ago in North Carolina.
It's such a strenuous event. Your legs get pumped to where you can't move them. Your biceps get pumped where they feel like they're going to tear. And your lungs feel like they're going to absolutely burst on fire out of your chest. It is unbelievably draining. Last year, I had surgery 7 weeks before the show on my wrist. I was still able to compete, but I was nowhere near prepared. This year, I'm 15 pounds heavier, I'm leaner, and I'm aggravated. I'm not happy with what I did last year, and I am more than motivated to come back and make the finals. I want the podium.
So here we go. Nick Best at 43 years of age out of Las Vegas, Nevada, in fourth place after one event. Now, he has the experience. The question is, does Nick have the raw power to get this 17,500-pound truck moving?
Well, you've got to think Nick has definitely trained this kind of event, but you just never know what's going to happen on the day of the contest. His form looks pretty good, but he could have gotten a little more out of the start, Todd.
The mark to beat, 36.31, as Best disposes of his eyewear, and now he's got it moving.
You know, he's doing a good job, Todd, but I think his hips could be a little lower. See how high he is there? The lower an athlete gets in the hips, the more power he's going to be able to generate and put to his feet and ultimately transmit to the truck.
And Nick's done enough to overtake the lead, 34.78 seconds. So that becomes the mark to beat. When we return, American Mike Jenkins and Hafthor Bjornsson of Iceland will have to put it in gear as they face our monster truck here on the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Strapped and ready to go to that 17,500-pound truck. It is a 30-meter course, and remember, the mark to beat put up by American Nick Best, 34.78 seconds. Mike Jenkins also on the heart rate monitor, and there you see it rapidly surpassing 180.
He's got his hips nice and low, Todd. He's really digging. He got a quick start. Looks to really be in the groove. Yeah, that's in the mid-180s. That's definitely a high output. Some of the highest numbers you'll see from our athletes. Mike going so fast now, he doesn't even need the guide rope.
Oh, this is gonna be a fast time. He stops the clock at 31.56. So the American Mike Jenkins is the new leader.
He had a great run. He kept his hips low. He stayed in the groove. He did exactly what it takes to manage his energy. That, combined with a great start, yielded a great time for Jenkins.
Right now, let's go to Bill Kazmaier to get his thoughts on the next athlete up in the truck pull.
If you were going to design the perfect guy to compete in the truck pull, you'd probably come up with someone looking like the 6'9", 419-pound Hafthor Bjornsson. As a rookie last year, he completely owned this event. He took care of business in the qualifying round, and in the final, he just crushed the best strength athletes in the sport. And the scary thing is, I think he's even better this year.
Thanks, Kaz. I think the rest of the field should be very worried if indeed Hafthor Bjornsson keeps improving. We've already seen his mobility in winning the loading race. Now it's time to display some serious power. Magnus Bear looking on. The four-time champion watching this young man, seeing what he can do. 17,500 pounds for Hafthor Bjornsson.
Oh, that's a great start. You know, Hafthor's technique last year was just so ugly. It looks a little better this year, but you can see he still kind of wavers a little bit left and right on the course. He has improved, though, night and day from last year. His heart rate way up there at 190, and he just sprints down this course.
26.93 with his coach and mentor, Magnus Bear looking on. An impressive performance for the Icelandic giant.
Well, four-time titleist Magnus Bear from Iceland, you've got to think this guy may share some of that same kind of destiny. Perhaps one of the best ever that I've seen in truck pull in terms of natural ability, and I think he's still got a lot of room to improve.
Pretty safe to say that Hafthor Bjornsson owns the truck pull. His exceptional time of 26.93 gave him his second victory in 2 events. Mike Jenkins posted a quality time, but it's only good enough for second. Bjornsson has the maximum 12 points after 2 events to lead the way in the overall standings. A pair of second-place finishes gives Jenkins 10 points. Best is third with 7. Remember, that's 340 pounds.
And both of these guys look like they're really feeling it. Nagy, using the whole body, and his hips are really drifting forward with each rep.
Finish.
Both men say enough is enough. Nagy gets 4, Kurek gets 3.
There's so much pressure on the entire posterior chain and low back when you let your hips drift forward like Nagy was there.
Kurek's promising better next year, so as it stands, Nagy is your current leader with 4 repetitions.
Nagy, he had to use everything. You can see him really getting some leg drive there and struggling to keep the hips in line with the body for the lockout.
There is Hafthor Bjornsson. He outweighs the apparatus here. He's about to lift by nearly 80 pounds. And next to him, Pennsylvania's Mike Jenkins, the man in second place overall. Now, Phil, both of these guys have demonstrated plenty of pressing power in the past. What would be the difference here?
Well, this is a very unique apparatus. It requires a lot of technique. Hopefully the athletes can control their hips, keep them from drifting forward too much as they try to use leg drive to explode the apparatus upward. Rather than relying completely on shoulder strength, you'll see both guys using that entire body power.
Down. Down.
And with the Queen Mary as the backdrop, both men surpass the 4 put up by Akos Nagy. So it's Jenkins on the left, Bjornsson on the right.
I'm really impressed with the Icelander. Kind of surprised that Jenkins is having so much struggle. Looks like he's done.
So Mike Jenkins calling it quits at 6. Bjornsson does him 1 better with 7. Strong performance. Mike Jenkins currently in second place with 6 repetitions. And the Icelandic giant, Hafthor Bjornsson, he is your leader with 7 reps.
Jenkins has so much pressing power, but he's really not able to translate that to this apparatus. In fact, he struggled just to get to the starting position. Bjornsson, on the other hand, displaying incredible resolve, ability, and pretty good technique.
So that takes us to our final pairing. This is American Nick Best, a finalist in 2010. He's currently in 3rd place overall. And next to him, England's Eddie Hall, a world's strongest man rookie, is in 6th place overall, but he comes in with a big reputation in pressing events. So, with 340 pounds in hand, it is now time for Eddie Hall to shine.
Well, this should be an awesome matchup.
Down.
And Nick Best looks like he is
Down. Come on, Eddie.
maybe injured. He is done.
Down.
Wow,
Come
that
on,
is
Eddie.
a big surprise.
Down.
Eddie
Yes,
Hall,
Eddie.
on the
Come
other
on,
hand,
Eddie. Down. I wanna
making this
lower.
apparatus
Come
look
on,
really
Eddie.
light.
Down.
Look at this.
Come on, Eddie.
One more, he's got it.
Come on, Eddie. On it. Down. 8. I want to lower.
The referee's asking him for a little more range of motion at the bottom, but he says, hey, I've got 9 reps, 2 reps more than the next guy. I've won the event. I'm done.
Eddie Hall with a strong performance. He gets the win in the Viking Press with 9 repetitions. And for Nick Best, not his best day, 0 reps credited.
Well, you have to think that Best had some kind of minor injury or tweak that gave him a lot of pain right out of the gate. Eddie Hall, on the other hand, makes the apparatus look so light, an incredible amount of pressing power here using no legs.
Eddie Hall picked up the victory in the Viking Press with 9 repetitions. Hafthor Bjornsson claims 2nd with 7 reps. Mike Jenkins was 3rd with 6. Nick Best's hopes of reaching the final took a major hit when he failed to record a single rep. Iceland's Bjornsson remains the overall leader with 17 out of a possible 18 points. The American Jenkins stays in 2nd, 3 points back. Englishman Hall climbs all the way up to the 3rd spot.